You'll make a fine rug, cat. Hello? Come on, hello? Audio? Come on, hello? Audio? There we go. I can hear myself now. Good. So audio is working. Welcome back, folks. Again, this is well, this isn't the load order that I use for the other game, the one where I'm actually playing the game and doing lots of stuff. This is a dedicated mod list for testing out basically You'll Make a Fine Rug mod. So let's take a quick look at the status of things as they are now, and we'll go into all the fun little spits because yeah, I've mentioned this many times on previous broadcasts and whatnot about how the creation kit is an absolute nightmare when it comes to working on scripts, and I have no. It's not like I hate scripting. I do scripting all the time for all kinds of different things. Like they're scripting in the Stellaris stuff. They're scripting in the games I've made myself. I'm not afraid of scripting. It's just that the scripting engine for Creation Kit it's horrid. But I recently discovered TFC that you can override it. So first off, this is the Argonian Armor. At some point, I think I'm going to have to contact one of the skin mod authors to see if I can get them to do a custom variant of it. Because we go, say, and throw on all the Khajiit stuff. And take a look. I mean, it's supposed to be a suit. You shouldn't have to... It shouldn't have underwear. It should just be bare, but of course no genitals because it's a suit made out of fur. That said, I do want to bring up a point of kind of showing the difference. Let's go toggle free cam again. So this is what the suit looks like. And it's using its own sets of textures, its own meshes. I am using Geary's Plantigrade Beast Feet mod, but it's their own instance of them. So your Khajiits can look however you want, because if we go and take everything off, you'll notice that I'm actually using a completely different, well, it may not be that obvious on the male, but I am using a different body texture for male Khajiits, and female Khajiits for that matter. Like, you can kind of see it if I just toggle between the two. And yes, that is working up there, though it is not equipping the spells that it should be equipping. And I have a few thoughts on why that might be, and we're going to have to go in and do some script editing. But that's going to be all part of this, is you're kind of look at all the different stages of all the different stuff that's involved in mod making. But let's go take a look at the basics. Now, head does not really match, does it? I might have to look into what's going on with male Khajiits, because I think I might be having a texture conflict on my Khajiit males. Yeah, they're not really matching like at all, but one thing at a time. So, yeah, so I think we go to female. It actually blends. Yeah, the blend is a lot better. I have to take a look at why male Khajiits are all messed up. Well, you can kind of see here. We're just going to go to done. Name's the same. But if we go and say equip all the fun stuff from before, we want the Khajiit stuff, don't we? See? Different body texture. Now, one thing I do want to change is it really, again, it shouldn't have nipples. I went with an all-fur body instead of a mix of fur and skin because again, this is a fursuit. So again, what I may try and do is contact the actual author of the feminine Khajiit body and see if they can get me a version without the nipples basically drawn on the DDS file, because that is actually drawn on the DDS file. Now granted, the base model is going to have nipples because that's CBBE. I'll have to find a modeler who can modify CBBE to take away all the naughty bits. And that might be useful for people in the future who just want to do bodysuits. So I don't know. That is that's a future project. As you can see here, if we take all that off, and then we go switch over to the Argonian stuff. Like the Argonian stuff, I haven't really done nearly as much work on, but it's going to have a similar thing where, you know, it's going to be, you know, its own bodysuit. It's going to be mostly scales instead of a mix of scales and flesh. So I'm primarily working on trying to get the Khajiit one. Honestly, the Khajiit one's pretty much done at this point. I need outside help to finish the Khajiit stuff off. But if we go and say again, do show race menu, we'll go over to race. No, we go over to race, go over to Argonian. I'm just gonna say do. Yes, that's fine. You know, so it's just kind of using the exact same textures. Maybe the bot textures are a little bit different. But definitely some stuff I need to work on. And honestly, I could probably just use the CVE files. And I suppose show race menu one more time, turn that off, and yeah. So there is the bear Argonian, and then we throw on the Argonian suit. Yeah, no real change. Yeah, in fact, some of them may actually still be using the Khajiit textures. So with that said, So let's go over here. We'll go take a look at wow. You try saying that 3 times fast. SSE edit. Let that run in the background while I try and open up the folder. Khajiit female skin. Here we go. So we got the Khajiit male skin. And actually, while I am here, let me go find my downloads folder. Let me try and get... Yeah, that's fine. Try and get this moved off to the side. I need you to be able to see all the stuff I am tinkering with. Khajiit male skin. And we want to make sure that this is not taking up the entire screen, because there are multiple folders I need to show you guys. There we go. Alright, so here are all the various textures and whatnots that I have done in the past. So let's go take a look at it would be this one. Where is that? Gray cat and leopard. We want gray cat core. And then we want gray cat furry. Textures, actors, characters, Khajiit male. just those two. So let us go down here. We're going to go, you make a fine rug. Texture sets. We're going for male Khajiit skin. And see what we can do to get as much visible. I see what it is. It's defaulting as a small height. So we've got Khajiit male skin. Body male. Yes, I'm absolutely sure. S and M and S. M and S, and then the DDS file. And then we're going to look at skin foot Khajiit. Gary's beast feet. In this case, actually, it would be something else, wouldn't it? So we're going to go over to my overwrites folder, which currently has everything of note. We're going to go into actors. We're going to go to characters, character access skins. And this is what we're going to be using instead. Now that is actually still textures we're looking at. So I jumped the gun there. Where is it? So yeah, we're still in texture set. I don't know why I was thinking of meshes. Characters, Khajiit, feet. And then it's just feet. Khajiit 1, M&S. Yes, MDDS and FDDS. So we just need to make sure we change. Come on, let me change that. Yep. MDDS. MENS and SS files. So those are all fine. Let us go and say... That's a female body. Actually, yeah, so let's go back out here and make sure we've actually got the hands properly set up as well. So we want feminine Khajiit textures, 2K, gray cat, furry, textures, actors, characters, female. So let's see, we want to go over up into Skyrim.esm. We want to go look at texture sets. Do we have anything that references hands so we can try to keep things consistent? That's how the game likes to do hands. Hand, female Khajiit. Should be one for male Khajiit as well. Yep, there we go. And we're going to need one for male Argonian. And we're going to need one for female Argonian. And just out of curiosity, is the tail got its own thing? Because it should. Skin. Mouth Khajiit, teeth lowered. Nope, yeah, nothing I'm seeing off the top of my head. So we're going to take these things and copy is a new record. We want to remove skin. Suffix. New prefix. We're going to say suit. And I'm going to go say, throw that all into you make a fine rug. Close this one up for now. And just to make things consistent, you are going to be renamed. Which shouldn't break any of the textures because they refer to the armor, because it should actually. One of the fun things is that these things refer actually to the ID code as opposed to the name, the editor ID. So it shouldn't actually get broken. If I do this one, SUIT, male Khajiit, body. Man. Body. And if we go take a look at, say, armor, we're just going to take a look at, the torso. If we look here, we'll see it calls closed torso Khajiit. Which, as we can see here, uses these bits of information. Suit, male Khajiit, body, the new name. Because it's calling it off of its ID number here. So that is not broken. Now, we have done the feet and the body. We want to work on the hands next. So these are what our female Argonian hands. Actually, the body as well, but for now, let's stick with doing the Khajiit first. So these are the Khajiit hands. We're looking at our characters, Khajiit, female skin. Alright, so. Oh, SDDS, that's why. That's why it looked weird to me. Alright, so look at here. We're looking at Khajiit female skin. We're looking for female hands.dds. Female hands.dds. We got that. We've got the MSDN file, DDS. We've got the S file. Do we have an SK file, or does that use the default? It uses the default SK file. Okay. And then we're going to do on the male Khajiit, same thing. Khajiit male skin. Now, that is all referring to our new Khajiit stuff. We still need a suit male body, suit female body, Argonian. Now, actually, this would be a suffix, not a prefix. So the suffix we want to remove is Khajiit body. And we want to give it a new one. Argonian body. I may actually rename these again later just so I have Khajiit and Argonian all grouped together. Right now... Yeah, let's do that now. Let's make things easier. Because if I go to say sort by editor ID, you'll notice that, yeah, I mean, we have the Argonian and the Khajiit bodies, but yeah, let's do it this way. Let's do a little bit of renaming, since renaming is just fine. Suit, Argonian, female body. We all know that all these sectors are for bodysuits. And then the race, and then the body part. And that gives us a little bit of consistency. Actually, no, this doesn't remain inconsistent because we're doing body part and then gender. Yes, I'm being pedantic, and I'm trying to make sure all of my files and forms are consistent now before I get any more. Because remember, we're going to be making quite a few variants. I'm still trying to get the Atronach ones to work. They're not quite as viable right now. So shoot, Khajiit, foot, female. So this is edit. Suit, Khajiit, foot, male. Should it be gender before body part? But that'll mean that all the body parts will get grouped together, yeah. Because we want to make sure that all the things that are the same get grouped together. Alright. So like, for example, suit Argonian female, when sorted, would mean that all of the female body parts are sorted together. So let's do it like this. Yes, suit. So object that we're doing, the source object, suit, the race, the gender, and the body part. This will make a bit more sense once everything's been properly renamed, and then I resort the list. And you'll just see how much easier it is to work with at that point, because of the way it's all going to end up being visually sorted. Suit Argonian. Female hand. Suit, Khajiit, female hand. Suit, Argonian, male hand. Suit, Khajiit, male hand. Suit, Argonian, body male. And lastly, suit, Khajiit, body male. And then do a quick resort. Ah, I misspelled Khajiit. let's do a quick sort. Suit Argonian, body male. Yep. These two are still outside of the norm. Okay. Easy enough to fix. Male body. Sort. Suit, Khajiit, male hand, foot, body. Female hand, foot, body. Argonian hand, no foot, no body. Suit. Argonian, female, foot. Suit. Argonian, male foot. We put it into here. Alright. So we got the Argonian stuff set aside. We got the Khajiit stuff, so we've got the female hands. So let's go over here to textures. Let's make sure we've got everything set up the way we need. Female skin, yeah. And that's Geary's beast feet. Just underneath feet. And of course we go back over here. Female skin, female body, MDS, and then female body S. Okay. So let's do a direct comparison to 1-to-1. These should be practically identical, except one would say male body and one would say female body. Well, I didn't want that to happen. Yeah, only saying the right things. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally did direct copy over. Alright, fine. Well, let's see. Can we take... Actually, isn't this all... Yeah, because we copied the Argonians, didn't we? So we can just do that, to that, and that. Now let's go take a look at the male body, because I believe we missed one. Just looking at the information there. Body male S file. Yeah, so it should be Khajiit male skin. So we know the females have now been fixed up. We know do the males look good? Male skin, hands male, male foot should be similar to Geary, just referring to the male texture, and male body. That is looking good. Now, pull back out of here. We want, I guess we'll do the male ones. Lizard core. Argonian male skin. Heavy scales. Get the name. Argonian male hands, DDS, MNS, DDS, just standard male hands there. Male skin. The foot are just going to be going to Geary again, so we're going to go over to still be textures. I don't know why I went that far back. Get the Argonian M. Get them to match so we can tweak them later on. Argonian male skin. haven't done the hands, have we? They're a completely different thing because we started with the feet, didn't we? No Argonian male hands. Want to make sure I'm making sure I'm matching all the proper names. Male body S. And I don't see an SK file. Okay. So just use the standard SK file. All right. So now we're on to the female. So now we're going to go back over here. We want feminine Argonian textures, 2K, and let's say lizard, full scales. Oh no, we want to actually start with hands, don't we? And then just MNS and then the S file, okay. Where's the other female hand? There we go. And we've already done the geary feet. The only difference here is I believe, yep, this should change too from M to F. Yep. And then that just leaves the body. Female body. Anything else? No, just S and all the standard stuff. So we take this female body, we're going to go compare it to the Khajiit female body. Make sure we copy across the glow maps. That's all of our texture sets. Now we need to apply them. Male body texture. should just rename these. I really should. What would be the best way? Clothes, torso. Should I go by? Yeah, probably by what? Yeah. All right. Class, race, slot. And that shouldn't break anything. If I go check out the Khajiit suit, it should still say, yeah, Khajiit, clothes, Khajiit, torso. Argonian torso. Khajiit tail. Boots. Do a quick thing here. We'll just go and say we're going to do that. Now we're going to go and do a quick resort. Khajiit torso. We've got the male and female body textures applied. I don't think we actually apply anything for the tail. That doesn't seem to be hurting anything, so I'm not going to worry about it. Skinned hand, male Khajiit. And skin. Female, male hand. That's just using the base skin model. And that's using the suit. And you should be using the suit as well. Suit. Argonian male body. Suit Argonian female body. Tail, using the standardized tail. And that's Gary's feet. Just want to make sure that they're both very similar. Gary Argonian feet, male and female. That is working fine. And everything else is looking where it should be. Suit. Argonian. Male foot. Female foot. That should be all the body stuff. Now I just want to make sure that we're using the right, character assets, female body. See if we open this up. In Nifscope. The Argonian female body, for that matter. Because right now I'm still using a default male body. I haven't made a custom male body yet. Now let's take a look at, the hands are the same, though, let's say this, I do want to use the meshes from Better Claw Gloves. There it is. And I'm trying to remember, is it just a straight up replacer? Naked Hands Khajiit. And if we go and do this, Naked Hands Argonian. Are they actually the same? Yes, they are. Using standard textures. Yep. So I want to go, because these are actually the same, I want to go down to, where is mine? You make a fine rug. We're going to go over to armor add-ons. We're going to go look at the gloves of both. We're going to do a compare selected. And yes, they're all referring to female hands beast. Okay, so I just need to make sure that these guys have a dedicated file for that. So let's go over here to meshes, character assets. Not going to be here. Not going to be in here. Alright, so let's go take a look over here. Unlock this so we can get over to, what is it? Gloves. Better claws and gauntlets. Actors, characters, character assets. Copy all that, and I'm going to go over to our other folder. Character assets skin. Now we can go back over to here. And we should just be able to go select these two. Make an edit to refer to our custom folder. Copy that across, and they're going to be using the same files. And yes, they should be using suit instead of skin. The only one I don't really care too much about is the tail. This should be SUIT, Argonian female and male hand. And now, while we're at it, let's do a little bit further towards the actual construction of the object instead of just console commanding them constantly in by getting some construction items put into our mod. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go resort back to the base game. We're going to go up here to Skyrim ESM. We want to go to a miscellaneous objects. So that is just, where are you? Misc items. And what I'm looking for in here is a couple of things. So let's go, I guess, by name. I want, what, saber cat pelts? Yeah, that'll work. Khajiit pelt. You make a fine rug. And I also want dragon scales. Argonian scales. Khajiit pelt. Now, here's an interesting question. There's a thing called, there's an object called a level item, and there's level items for death items. Is there a Khajiit death item? Level item. Let's just go level item D, see if there's a level item death. Because in Fallout 4, there's a level item death attached to synths, which is where the synth component comes in. It only shows up on death because it is a special death item. I'm wondering if there is something similar here. Is there a level item death in here? Alright, the easiest way to do that up there is we actually pass it. It's a death item. Bandit, Wizard, Snow, Briarhair, Dremora, Elk, Falmer, Flame Atronach, Fox. I am not seeing anything that implies a death item Khajiit or death item Argonian. So let's do this. Let's find one that's got a pretty decent amount. There we go, yes. Death item Skeever. Copy as a new record into death item Khajiit. Make that our new file. Now for initial testing, I'll probably just hard code the Khajiit race. But later on, I'm definitely going to want to avoid that because that could cause conflicts with any race overrides. But let's see what we can do. Death item Argonian. You make a fine rug. Now let's just make sure that both of these things are low volume objects. We're going to say 5, weight of 1. Copy that across. Animal part, animal hide. That's fine there. Now, where is it? So I can kind of show you it. Actually, Skeever will work as a reference. Kind of give you an idea. Armor type clothing. That's interesting. I had never noticed that before. So somewhere in here, I'm trying to find out where it is so I can point it out to you guys. There'll be a file that links to that Skeever death part. Keyword, clothing, Skeever. They're not attaching it to the armor, are they? And I don't have hide empty rows, okay. Decapitation information, eyes, hair markers. Decapitate armor. Female marker, male marker. Okay. Skin Skeever. Let's see if Skyrim attaches it to their skin object, which is basically the armor that represents their skin. Skin, naked beast. If it is, that has potential. Where is your death item object? Though this has some interesting stuff in it. That reminds me, skin. Well, I'm here. Where are you? Atronach. No, I believe Atronach are just listed under naked, aren't they? Alright, so how is Skyrim handing its death item drops? Let's try looking at leveled NPC. Are they throwing it into here? Like I said, Skyrim does it a little bit differently. So I'm trying to see how it determines what the death item is going to be. Encounter Skeever, NPC. So let's try looking at the NPC record. Alright, encounter at Skeever. So, let's see if this has where I think it is. Yeah, race name, death item Skeever. So, with that as a reference, and I should also say death item Skeever, we want to take a look, see if we can find... Well, those are player presets. That's not what I'm looking for. Can I just find Khajiit in here? H-I-J-K. Khajiit. These are all battle mages, berserker. I mean, in theory, I should just be able to inject it here. I'm just trying to see if I can find one that would work as sort of a master. Like, does something use a particular one of these things as its template? Khajiit race. Yeah, I have to throw it into the NPC. The problem is, then that would mean I'd have to alter a lot of NPCs. And want to avoid conflicts. Now that said, we know Khajiit can spawn as bandits. So let's go take a look again at leveled NPC. I'll say bandit wizard. Bandit, 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 Nord, 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 Nord. Melee. Another Draugr. I want all the bandits. Trying to see if there's something you can easily throw it onto that won't cause big conflicts. Like, we should have an encounter commoner. That's an Imperial, even-toned boss, missile commoner, missile orc, wizard. We know that they actually do spawn as Khajiit, so why can I not find a reference to level bandit boss? Maybe commoner, no, see, that's Imperial. Imperial. They're all Imperials. All commoner bosses, because even tone, these are based upon the voice types. Commoner voice type, even tone voice type, Nord voice type, yeah. Even tones, all the red guards. We've got the boss orc, we've got the melee. Could be underneath the sub characters. Yeah, because these are going by. So those are like voice type specific lists, while the more generic lists are like one here, which is going to sub care. So let's go find sub care bandit. That should be down here. Sub care bandit. And let's see if we can find. Yeah, so encounter Breton, Dark Elf, Nord, Argonian. Encounter bandit, orc, Khajiit. Yeah, so if I just go into our NPC records and look for the bandit encounter NPC records, we should be able to add a death item to them. So we go to non-player characters, we're going to go to encounter, which is going to be over here. Counter bandit. Yeah, so we go bandit Argonian, where we can then add a death item to them. Death item bandit wizard. Ooh. I might still be able to work with it. Let me take a quick look through here. Death item bandit. So they've got a death item, unfortunately. So it's not gonna be that easy, but I might still be able to work something. Missile Khajiit. Death item bandit. Alright. Alright. We can work with this. Death item bandit. We'll do a copy as an override. for this particular one. We'll tinker with it in the future and see if we can do direct injection. But that is another bit of scripting, and that's going to be a completely different ball of wax that I'm going to have to get the hang of. Alright. Death item bandit and bandit wizard. We're going to go say add death item Argonian, yeah. One. Death item. Khajiit. One. We'll select those two. At least now they'll start dropping the items that... Now granted, we haven't built the crafting recipe for them yet, because yes, when you're making a new armor, there's a lot, and especially if you want to have it be available to people, yeah, there's a lot of little things that go into working on that stuff. Now, let's go up here again. We're going to go look at crafting objects. Where are you? Constructible objects. And I'm going to say... Screw it, yeah, well, we'll start with this. We'll allow you to take the stuff you've made and turn it into leather. Recipe leather. It gives us a starting point. And we'll do the Argonian one as well. Maybe we'll have it craft into something else other than leather at some point in the future, but for now... Argonian scales. Now, let's go take a look at recipes for crafting armor. And we're going to go take a look at just the leather armor. Boots, cuirass, gauntlet. We'll do... let's see. Do I want to do helmet? We don't have the Khajiit headgear ready yet. Screw it. Take these things, do a copy as an override into, you'll make a fine rug cat. They're just a temporary for now. We're going to say RACIPE armor Khajiit boots, cuirass, gauntlets, yeah. Leather. Suffix should be removed. Prefixes should be added. You'll make a fine rug cat. Very simple thing we're doing. We're just replacing the Khajiit pelt. You only need one of each Khajiit pelt, honestly, because you're skinning a friggin' Khajiit. We're going to say, I don't know, that gets you... Can you do lists in here? Armor, outfit. That'll work. List item. I want a list item that has a use all. List item. Khajiit suit. All. Make a fine rug. And then we go up here. Close that. Use all, not that one. Don't need to calculate, just use all. Maybe I shouldn't have picked one that was so huge. Clawed gloves. Sheep tail. Khajiit suit. Copy as a new record into. We're going to do level item. Argonian, suit all. Argonian padded boots. Argonian tail. Clawed gloves. And Argonian suit. That gives us our Argonian item. So now let's go over to recipe. Yes. So yeah, now it's to craft the entire Argonian suit, presumably. Outfit. Argonian outfit. You make a fine rug. Argonian suit all. We'll see if this works. I can't think of any instances where you actually craft a bunch of items, but we'll see if this works. So that gives us our outfits. So then that should be good. Next one up. Creation kit. Now this is going to take forever to launch, because it always does. Don't get your hopes up, folks. Launching the creation kit's one thing. Launching the creation kit after you've selected the mod you want to work on, that's another thing. That's the next fun bit of stuff. If I just launch, well, we'll open it up. No. Alright. Yes to all. Yeah, now it's instanced. Yes to all. Yes to all. Gotta love the creation kit. Hopefully the one in Starfield will be more stable. Yeah, it's still a lot more stable than the Fallout 3 one, but still. Oh, look, it's finally loaded everything. And there's the big old error list. And now we just want to go over to Script Manager. I believe this may be causing some problem because this is a Frostfall base thing, but I don't have Frostfall installed. Now, it shouldn't cause a problem because it's my own version of Frostfall, but it should be compatible with Frostfall. Basically, it's me basically trying to be compatible with Frostfall without requiring Frostfall. And that might be messing with things. So we'll try this, like this. Remove the Frostfall references. This is the one thing I haven't been able to get. If I don't have this up here, this throws an error. And it says I can't find the spell. Spell does exist. I created the spell. But for some reason I can't get it to add it. That is something I'm still looking into. But this is scripting, and it is so much nicer scripting Papyrus inside the Microsoft IDE instead of the built-in IE. Now there is one downside that I haven't been able to find. As far as I can tell, I can't actually compile this from the Microsoft IDE. But here's the fun thing. I don't need to. Because I can just go over here, go over to the script, find it, go to compile, and there you go, compile. And then I can go KHA. I can go say control, there we go. Compile, and compiled. Compile, and it's compiled. So I can write the code in a much more user-friendly IDE, and then just right-click and compile. And so now we're done. I don't need to be in the creation kit anymore. Everything I needed to do and test in the creation kit, that is the entirety of it. That is the entire reason we went into it. Is to tinker with the scripts a couple tiny bits. Unfortunately, it's still the creation kit, so yeah, it's going to take forever even just to close itself. Okay, SKSE. Launch the game. Keep remembering my save is with toggle free camera enabled. There's our male Argonian. We're gonna go throw all the Argonian stuff on. You can see the texture is different. Yeah, no. I don't even see any indication of maybe an added muffle, because we should have muffle. Nope. So I can get to add the spells properly, which is annoying. Let me go do the Argonian stuff. I'm not sure if that is actually might be the right texture. Definitely feels better on the female side, doesn't it? And that's looking good. And of course, the default different. Khajiit stuff on. Looks good. Argonian stuff on. Again, looking good. Body is different, as we can see here. Still want Argonian. Just want to go like that. So that's the male Argonian. And we'll take off I guess you could say that's lightly scaled, couldn't you? Definitely more prominent scales there. And I mean, as you can see there, it says equipped, unequipped. So it is running the scripts. I just can't get it to add the spells, and I'm not sure why. I guess non-beast race, just to kind of show the difference. We'll go to race. Red guard? Yeah, sure, why not? Red guard. Yes, I know. Animations are broken. I don't care about that on this particular character. They work fine on my main character. And there we go, folks. Now, the next big thing I want to do fix the animation though. Not really. The next big thing I want to do is, now that we can craft the armor, is start doing some fun mixing and matching with the Beast Feet armor project. So you can basically make versions of the equipable Beast Feet that have different armor on top of them, different gloves and whatnot. The only one that's going to be really tricky is trying to do the torso. And I might have to do some fun stuff in NifScope with that. But the thing is, I might not even worry too much about it, because if you install the modular armor overhaul, then the beast bodies, the bodysuits count as quote-unquote pants, and then you can equip chest armor and skirts on top of that, and it works just fine. No need for me to do mesh merges. But gloves and boots, yeah, If you want to keep the beast feet and then have some sort of glove or boots, I have to do merges. So it'll be fun to do that stuff, but it won't be too hard. It's just a matter of me grabbing the mesh files from those two mods, incorporating them into these things as craftables. And then, once that's all said and done, since I am using other people's assets, I'll toss out an email to those mod authors and see if they don't mind me releasing my kit batch hodgepodge mod that uses their assets. And if they do mind, well then, I don't know, I guess I'll put it up instead of on the Nexus, just as like a personal download. I don't know, one of my work in progress files. Not an official mod, but just something you can play around with. But that's assuming they say no. Like I said, in that case, it'd just be something less of an official mod, more of a fun mix and match, like what would you call it? Modder's resource, yeah. At that point, I just release it as a modder's resource instead of a full mod. But that's for the future. Because, like I said, there's fun stuff you can do. And yes, I am just having a little bit of fun with my character sliding around because it's a little trippy. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little trippy. Imagine playing the entire game where no one has any animations. Just T-posing the entire game. It is a little trippy. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little trippy. Alright. $145. Do I want to switch over to the other account and do something for like it's like it would be 15 minutes of practicality, wouldn't it? I'll mess around with the game off camera, but before we go, yeah, why don't I show you guys this other spells? So other spells is something of my utility spells project. And I'll just give you a look at what it gives you. So we've got Dragonhide, other, Ebony Flesh, other, Iron Flesh, other, Lightning Cloak, other, Muffle, other, Oak Flesh, other, Poison Cloak, other, Stone Flesh, other, Flame Cloak, other, Frost Cloak, other, Courage, self, Wisp Cloak, other, Blood Cloak, other, Whirlwind Cloak, other, resist poison, resist frost, resist fire, resist shock. So I probably should add resist disease, maybe? I don't know. Fortify Magicka regen. And you can kind of see what the full project will include. You'll be able to use spells. Now the Fortify Magicka one might be a bit weird. It may end up being cut simply because using your Magicka to give yourself more Magicka seems a bit weird. But using some Magicka to speed up your Magicka regen, I can kind of see that. Like just pump a bunch of your Magicka into your system so your Magicka regen's like got a buffer. I can see that, but the idea of temporarily spending Magicka to temporarily increase your max Magicka seems a bit odd, so I may end up dropping that one, but then it would just feel weird not to not have the full set. But anyway, yes, Fortify, Barter, Block, Carry Weight, Enchanting, Regenerate Health, Regenerate Stamina, Fortify Health, Fortify Stamina, Fortify Heavy Armor, light armor, lockpicking, archery, one-handed, persuasion, pickpocket, smithing, sneak, stamina, and all that fun stuff. So you will actually be able to use spells to basically replicate the effects of a lot of potions. I'm also pondering the idea of turning various shouts into spells. Because I have to imagine, in a world like Skyrim, where the Greybeards exist, and they can teach anyone. I mean, remember, Ulfric Stormcloak is not a Dragonborn. He's just a guy who studied with the Greybeards for years. So, I have to imagine that at some point throughout the vast history of the Fourth Era, some mage went to the Greybeards, studied with them, and was like, instead of ruining my voice, what if I just spent magicka to do these same things? And by the same token, I may also do the reverse and make shouts that replicate spell effects that aren't already replicating spell effects. Like, obviously, we don't need elemental shouts because we already have elemental shouts, but I don't know. We could do some fun stuff. A shout that turns you invisible. A shout that gives you armor. I think there could be some fun stuff I could do with magicka shouts, but that's later on. First of all, I just want to do utility spells. And, you know, the utility spells aren't going to be hard to do. And if you're using something like a spell charging, you get a lot more use out of the utility spells. So, yeah. If there's any other utility spells you don't see on this list that you think might be fun, like, for example, I threw Courage Self in, because Courage is typically a spell you cast on your allies. Thought it'd be kind of cool if you could cast it on yourself and hype yourself up. If you guys think of anything else that's in terms of spells that you cast on an ally that would be useful to cast on yourself, or spells that you cast only on yourself that'd be cool to cast on an ally, or other effects that just don't exist that would be nice utilities to have, let me know. And I'll see about adding them to this project. Alright, folks. Peace out.